Hey everybody, welcome to Lost Connection Tarot. My name is Benjamin Snavely, and this is your daily meditative tarot reading for Thursday, September 24th, 2020. Today I will be doing the tarot reading with the Ethereal Visions Tarot. This is actually my wife's tarot. It is gorgeous. I have never actually used this. We just got it the other day. It's a little bit different than traditional tarot decks. It actually has two extra major arcana cards after the universe. So I don't know uh, much about that because, that's not traditional. So we'll see what happens there. This is, like I said, a daily reading. This is going to be a 3 card draw. We're going to look at the energy of the day, the major theme or energy of the day. And then we're going to look at the energy that we have the most control over, and that's where we want to put our focus. And then we're going to look at the energy that we have the least control over, and we just want to be aware of it and let it run its course, whether it be positive or negative, and just recognize it, but recognize also that we don't really have much say in it, so we just kind of let that be. And that just kind of gives us a good indication of where we should put our focus and where we should simply not put up a fight, I guess you would say. Uh, Pick your battles, right? So, just in case, this deck is extremely stylized, very regal, very, illuminated is what it says, an illuminated tarot deck. Alright, so I'm going ahead and shuffle. And, alright, cards. Please give me the energy of the day for Thursday, September 24th, 2020. For anybody that is listening to this message, please also show me the overall energy that we have control and therefore we should put our focus on. And then finally, give me a card that we have little or no control over, and we should just simply let that run its course and simply surrender to it, so to speak, be receptive to it, but not try to change it or force our will upon it. So again, this is a daily meditative tarot reading for Thursday, September 24th, 2020. All right, cut the deck. Let's see. All right. Well, we got all 3 reverses, and I know a lot of people sometimes don't use reverses, and also some people don't like reverses. They think it's dread or dreary or whatever. I just see it as an imbalance of that energy. When you're looking at the card, you would be in balance, and therefore reverse, you're swinging the pendulum in one of the other directions. You're either too hot or you're too cold. So the first card, let's see, is the Knight of Wands. Now this is in reverse. Wands represent our fire, our passion, our raw energy, basically our spirit. Our spirit came down, wanted to have a human experience, and this is the drive inside of ourselves that is kind of like our intuition, our gut feeling, and it moves us as long as we listen to it, right? It drives us forward. So the Knight in all, of the minor arcana cards, the Knight represents kind of like a teenager. The idea that this person is idealistic, he thinks he has all the answers, therefore he rushes forward, saying, I know, trust me, I got this, whatever. And so that means they're boisterous, they're energetic, they are also arrogant at times, impetuous, and it can lead them in trouble. But we forgive them because their ideals are pure, and they simply want the best for the world. They just simply haven't matured enough to know the right way to simply handle their energy and how to direct it. So with the Knight of Wands in reverse, we're talking about somebody that is kind of chaotic in their passions. They may have one too many passions. They may have one too many projects. They may have they love something and they care about it and this is where they're going, and then boom, immediately they're just on to the next thing. So they're not really finishing anything to completion, because eventually some new passion comes along, and that's where their new focus is. So at the Knight of Wands, this is the energy of the day. It is simply us, or the energy, whether it be people around us or people we work with, or just things that we're dealing with internally or externally. It's this idea that I'm still directionless. I still am not quite sure what I'm passionate about, because I'm passionate about so many things. And if I just put my energy into this one thing, then I can succeed at it. But there's so many things in this world that I want to kind of meddle myself in, and I want to kind of stick my toes in and get to know. And this was honestly my problem for the longest time. I told my parents I wanted to be a snowboard bunny, bum, or whatever you want to call it. I wanted to be a DJ. I was a teacher for so long. I traveled. I was simply searching for something that newness. The idea of wanting to understand myself through the experiences that I had. And so the Knight of Wand is the energy is basically somebody who has a lot of energy, and also, just to let you know, knights also represent wind, so that also represents our intellect. So they're led astray, since this is reversed, because their intellect and their passions are saying, hey, logically this makes sense, or hey, this is where we can make money, or hey, this is what I'm going to be passionate about, or hey, I want to put my emotions into this, right? And again, it's pure and it's idealistic, but it's not grounded in practicality, because it's too much of fire, without emotions tampering it, and without being grounded in real world applications. So this is just a lot of a firestorm, fire and wind put together with no direction or purpose, because every time they go in a direction, they immediately see something else that intellectually is stimulating or makes sense to them, or this thing has gone cold and now a new passion has arisen. So that is the energy of the day. Now, moving to the card that we have the most control over is the Eight of Pentacles. And so, as you can see, you see this studious, diligent, hardworking young man making pentacles. And as you can see, he has made multiple ones. He's at 8. And at the 8, you can think of like an assembly line. And it's you're just cranking out pentacles. You're doing the work that's necessary, and you're seeing the productivity and the fruits of your labor, right? But it also means monotony, the idea of continuously doing the same thing over and over to perfection, and now there's no more creativity or ingenuity left, because it's just systematic. Now this card is reversed, so that simply means that something is going on today where either you don't want to work, you don't want to put in the energy, or you want to try something new, and you say, you know what, I've been doing this for 20 years. Why not do something else? I only live once, or so I think. So, it's time for me to not be a teacher anymore. I'm going to go be a baker, chef, or whatever. And you might feel that energy today. Please recognize that this is the energy we have the most control over. So, in reverse, it's basically saying, hey, you can keep on doing the same work over and over, and you'll still get the same results. And that leads to comfortability, that leads to financial rewards, that leads to finances and success in your career and status and all of these things, right? Or, you keep on doing this hard work and you will see the results of your hard work. But today it's reversed. So you have the ability to change directions. You have the ability to add a new element into the project. You have another way of doing the same old, and it's your choice. You can go in a new direction, or if you simply want to put your nose to the ground and just go head first, you can do that too. uh, just recognize that today you have that energy, and you can decide if you want to keep on working on the projects, career, or productivity that you have been working on. You'll continue to get the same results. Nothing different will happen. Or you can decide to go to something that is more fulfilling to you. It may not currently be financially fulfilling, and those eight pentacles are now in reverse, right? It may be a new start, but it is now a little bit more creative. It's a little bit more less mechanized, and therefore things could break down. Things are not going to be as smooth. It's not going to be like clockwork, right? So today, that's your choice. And then finally, the thing that we have the least control over is the Ace of Cups. This was also in reverse. And so I look at that as not unrequited love, but maybe the thing of your desire, the emotional intent that you had hoped for is simply not coming. Or you thought that this thing was going to bring you some type of emotional fulfillment, and now it's actually soured, and it's the opposite of that. Now, that sounds bad, and it could be if we recognize, if we say, oh, I'm so into the now that, you break my heart, or oh, I really wanted this, or whatever. But you have to recognize these are gifts from the universe, right? And they're just beginnings of that suit. So this is the beginning of a seed of an emotional, tangible feeling, right? That we have, not tangible. How do you have a tangible feeling? But the Ace of Cups, it's a gift from the universe, and with that, it seems like that gift is not coming, or it's not actually something that is going to fulfill us, and we need to look in a different direction, or we need to change how we operate with it. That way, we can see it for what it actually truly is, and that way, it can fill our cup. But having it reversed, our attitude towards it may be negative, saying, "Oh, it's not going to work," or "Oh, this is not going to happen," or "Oh, it's not going to satisfy me." And you start criticizing those emotions, and disbelieving the ability that you could be gifted something that is emotional, and fills your cup and is pure of light and love. So this is something you have the least control over. And I would love to say it's not how we view, it's simply the energy coming into us, because I feel like we always have the ability to change our perspective and change negative thoughts into positive thoughts. But what we don't have control of is other people's actions or reactions to us. And so, therefore, maybe you thought something was going to work out with a partner, and it did not work out. Maybe you thought staying at home was going to just fill your cup with family time and love and generosity, and instead it's not actually that case. So, um, that's okay. We don't have control over it. We just need to see it and recognize it and let it do its own thing. If it's already in reverse, we probably want to let it go. We don't want to try to hold on to something, anyways, because if it really is supposed to be ours, by simply opening our hands, it stays with us. But the stronger you try to cling to something is the fastest way for anything to leave uh, you at all. So I say release this energy, let it go back to the universe. That way, something that is better for you uh, can come. Because if you hold on to something that is not going to fill your cup, that's not going to give you emotional satiation, then you're just going to live in regret, and you're going to feel bad, and it's going to turn into lies and manipulation and control and all of the things that we don't want with our emotions. We want something pure and beautiful and good. And because of that, today, whatever emotional new thing is coming in, if you get that tinge like, ooh, this could be something, just let it run its own course. Don't try to control it. Don't try to manipulate it. Don't try to see what it is by asking too many questions or being, snide or not snide, but beating around the bush with how you go around things. Just let it run its course, and hopefully then that energy will dissipate and leave, and then new energy can come in that is positive and beneficial for us, and then we definitely want to take it, nurture it, and watch it grow. But today that is not the day. So looking at the day's energy, um, it looks like the Knight of Wands, the idea that we constantly go from one direction to the next, may have to do with the Ace of Cups and why it's not being fulfilled. Maybe someone sees our own intentions and says, this person is not going to be here next week, next month, and therefore they don't want to give us their heart. And that's simply because we're in one too many places. So we need to get in control of our own energy and our own intellect. That way, positive things come to us. But at the end of the day, the thing that you have the most control over is productivity, career, finances, job. Do you want to keep on doing the same thing? Or do you want to try to do something else and bring some creativity and color into something that you're passionate about in building something here on the physical plane on Earth? Sometimes I get too heady for myself. So, looking at the numbers, we have a knight, and all court cards are 1. The 8 is 8, so 8 and 1 is 1. That made no sense. 8 and 1 is 9, and then you have the ace, and that is also 1, so 9 and 1 is 10. 10, we're moving to the next level. It's the completion of something. Maybe it's just the completion of this recognition, this realization of our own power, of where some things, other people, we can't control, but what we can control is our mind, our spirit, our productivity, right, and our own emotions. That's what we have control over, nothing else. And at the 10, maybe we have learned that. Maybe it's just sunk a little bit deeper. So now it's not just philosophical, but it's internalized. And now we can actually live that instead of just recognizing and seeing that's what I should do philosophically. So at the 10, it reduces to 1. And so you're at the start of something. It's the start of something new. And I say it's this right here. It's the idea of you taking control and doing something new and valuable in your life that will produce different results in a different reality than what you're used to. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to rebuild that efficient machine that just cranks out pentacles. But it's a start, and if you're passionate about it, then why not go for it? So this is today's daily meditative tarot reading. My name is Benjamin Snavely. This is Lost Connection Tarot. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, please send a message down below. Let me know how this message resonated with you through the day. If you noticed anything and you were using this energy and it helped you in some way, please tell me about it. I love to hear those stories. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Again, this message was for September 24th, 2020, a Thursday. So, have a good one. Bye.